All right, thank you so much. Greetings, everyone, and thank you. I apologize for our late start, but greetings and welcome back to the What Needs to Be Done Today, also known as WNTBD Today Network. This podcast is sponsored by the MAAT American Aborigine Tribal Nation. So, peace and love to our wonderful podcast team, all of you who've joined us today, and all of those who will watch this video later. We are back with our podcast, The Matriarch Speaks. And we are very excited to have two wonderful guest speakers today. First up, Matriarch Iulianahel Hoyt, and next we'll have Matriarch Fanaye. And I apologize, I need to. All right. And so, Matriarch Iulianahel, are you on?
Greetings, greetings.
Greetings. All right. So our first speaker will be Matriarch Iulianahel. She is our MAAT Tribal Nation Holistic and Spiritual Healing Director and future doula. Iuliana, the floor is yours.
Greetings, all. Greetings.
Greetings.
For the last couple of days, I've been wondering what to talk, and I say, Source, send me, because I'm the conduit. Give me the words that I need to say, right? And today, it boiled down to, who are we? We are more than this garb of flesh. We are the resonance. We are we are the cosmos, but we are the echo of everything that is and will ever be. So with that, I'm like, wow, how am I to put this forward? And I had a dream. And when I think about the dream, it bring me back to when I was young, right? This is the thought that came after that dream. And sometimes we get lost in everything that is happening around us when we grow up. But when you think or remember how you were when you were small, between the ages of maybe 3 and 5, 7, around that time, and how free you were in your thoughts, how you move on the earth, you run up and down, you had no cares, because the grown-ups was taking care of everything. And now you become the grown-up now, you see some of the things that were troubling them, or the things that they had in their mind that when you were younger, you never pay attention to. But there's one thing that keeps recycling within my being. And I know probably recycling in other people being, but they probably a little too busy to pay attention to it. And that is the unconditional love that my mom gave to me, that my dad gave to me. And I know others came up with that. And it probably get clouded now with everything that's going on. But when I think of it, I'm hearing connect with that. Connect with that and regain your authentic self. Because when you're small, nobody don't tell you well, where I grew up, they didn't tell us what we have to be or what we don't have to be. They just allow us to be. Right? When you get into these institutions now, they tell you, oh, you could be this, you could be that, you could be the other. And sometimes you have a defined spirit. You say, no, none of that is not you. You don't need to be that. And the force is there, pushing you to be something that you know within your own being that, no, this is not what I need to be. And sometimes you may retaliate, and sometimes you may buckle. But if you stay true to that within you that is telling you, pay attention, listen to me. You could pay attention to outside, but do what I see. at youth, at very small, you have that going on. As you grow, sometimes it stay and sometimes it go based on where your attention is. So I'm thinking about all of this stuff and I'm like, so what is it I'm supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? We're supposed to be back authentic with ourselves. We were a people and we still are a people that love each other dearly, care for each other. And those of us that coming together and emitting this energy back, we remembering, we bringing back the pieces of ourselves together as we interface with each other. And I'm not saying we don't have issues. We have issues because we've been we've been corrupted in our energy, in our thoughts, in who we are. But the fact that we're coming together now, we're not physically together all the time, and some of us never physically meet. But when you connect with the energy and you start interfacing, then you start to feel this oneness within you coming back. And for me, it's like I connect and I keep on saying, all, all of those who came on this plane to emit the oneness and love, and to, I won't say manipulate, but to talk to the eaters so the eaters could assist us with bringing things back in balance, because everything is out of balance at this moment and this time. We have that from since we were small, the original blueprint in us, and this is why we move in together. We building. Yes, there's a lot of different groups here and there coming together and they're doing different things, but remember, a body have different functions. So even though one group is not extremely big, we have different parts of the body coming together and they're doing the little things, and the time will come when we're gonna come together as that one force to do what we came here to do. One thing I know in my spirit is that those of us with those original blueprint that stay true to ourselves, regardless to what's going on outside, that connection will always be there. It will never be severed. And even though some of us may feel frustrated because the youth that we have may not be on the same timeline, they may have youths that bring them back to something like this in the future. So what I'm saying is that do your best to be authentic. Be truthful to yourself first. Be loving to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Everything that we want to see in the world outside is what we have to do with ourselves and our loved ones around us. And sometimes it's hard because they're not seeing what you're seeing, but continue. Don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. Love yourself unconditionally. Know that our energy was intercepted and now we have to gather back all of that and bring it back as one wholeness within ourselves. That is healing for self. And as we heal ourselves, we heal each other and we heal what's going on the outside of us. But it have to start with oneself first. We can't expect to heal the world and we're broken. So we start with self, be authentic to self, love yourself. Those of us that come together, let's do our best to uplift each other, to assist each other, even if it's just saying a good word, because the words that we put out are energy, and these energy will come and surround us and give us the support that we need once we're authentic and we're bringing it from our heart. So that is my word. That is the word I have to share. with each one today. Just be authentic. Be authentic to self and be loving to self. And as we love self, we love each other. Because when you look at the darkness of the night and you look at us, we are one and the same. We just embody in the flesh. And to think that the flesh is more than the breath, you trick yourself. But you breathe and I breathe. So that alone let you know that we are one because we have that holy breath. So just be kind to self, love self. And as we do that, we're going to see the dynamics around ourselves and each other. When we interface, it's going to be more harmonious. We're going to understand each other more. And we're going to know that, yes, we're going to remember that some of us come with faults, but the faults don't define us. And we move on, keep moving on, keep leveling up, and we will get to where we need to get because we were given the original blueprint. We are the force that moves spirit. And I yield. Gratitude for listening.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sister. You see why she's our holistic and spiritual healer, our director. You're just amazing. Thank you so much, sister, for that beautiful message. And so, Chief Malo is going to call our next speaker, Matriarch Fanaye. So while she's doing that, we definitely would love to open up the floor to any comments, any questions that you have for Sister Iulianahel. We would love to open up the floor. Anything you'd like to say as far as her message, anything you want to add, anything you'd love to ask her, we would love for you to please share the floor. You don't need to raise your hand. We're informal. The floor is open.
Well, I'm just used to saying point of entry. You know, I've been in all these other kind of meetings, everything. How you doing, Sister Iulianahel? Or shall I say shalom, shalom alaikum?
Shalom, shalom. I'm good. I'm good. As I say, I'm a conduit. And
Oh, okay.
I recall,
That's
right?
wonderful.
We all emitting thoughts and
Right.
words. So let's do the best that we know.
Oh, okay. I noticed you have an accent. Initially, I know your ancestral being. I could feel the ancestors in you. Uh, but you sound like you're from the islands.
Yes.
Originally from the domiciled island. What part? Jamaica, St. Croix,
Originally called Wadadli.
Wadabli. Is that close to
Okay, so Wadadli, the chartered corporate name is Antigua.
Antigua? Okay. That's beautiful. I always wanted to go live on the islands. Like you know, beautiful paradise, and be around fresh fruits and mangoes and plantains and all those beautiful things on the island that you had y'all privy to. Because where I'm from up north, we didn't have them, but we had apple trees, orange trees, maybe a pear tree, and some corn.
Yes, yes. It's all frequency. And
Right.
I went into a meditation with that island because really and truly it don't really have any fresh water. So I went into a meditation because I'm like, how can we end up on an island where there is hardly any fresh water? That is not the original place that we originate either, right? So we end up there after the Gullah Wars because when we were returning back to um some of us was in Oklahoma and Virginia area, we had to stay because of what was going on. So I still have to do some more digging when come to that, but that is one of the meditation that I did and I got. So I'm still working on it. But
So,
some of the islands like Dominica is fresh, have a lot of fresh water. Antigua have a lot of beaches, is 366 beaches, but it's a very small island too. The population is around 80 to 90,000. It's not big.
okay. So, question. This is a question because I noticed a lot of people in the islands that grew up on the islands. They have a different dietary habits versus people in the state here in the wilderness North America. And the diet, you know what they say, you are what you eat from your head down to your feet.
Yeah.
And the diet there to deal with the climate, the humidity, and sometimes the extreme heat, you know, you have to have a certain diet that allows you to be able to adapt to that environment. And a lot of the fruits, the vegetables, and the type of water, which is key element to our existence and survival, um, very different than
Yeah.
what it is in the States here.
Yes, but what we do, we eat a lot of fruits in season. When the fruit is in
Right.
season, we eat it. The water, yes, we used to get our water from the rivers and on the on the river, on the line rivers, like they have water that will come from under the earth, the aquifer.
Right.
We will get water from that. But right now, the same thing that's going on in these parts is what's going on there now, right? Like
Right.
the pipes, and the pipes that they use mainly is a mixture of lead and something else, right?
Okay.
So before, and then we have natural carbonic water. They're just different. You have, and then you have in the volcanic areas, you could go and you could get volcanic water from the dormant volcano, right? So there's a lot of different aspects, but mostly when different fruits in season, that is what we utilize.
Oh, okay. And I love the
Um,
coconut way. I
yeah,
love the coconut. Love
coconut.
coconut water. Coconut.
Coconut,
Love
that is
coconut water.
sacred. It's very sacred to us. We use it for everything. We use it to clean our skin, bathe with, use as soap, as so-called lotion, as hair dressing. So we use it for a lot of different things. We use it when we're doing spiritual work, right?
Okay.
So it's just that most of the fruits, and it have fruits that grow and bear that you never hear about out here. You will never see them because some fruits will take 20 years before they appear, or 10 or 5, but you will never hear about them because they're so exotic and only few people on the islands know about them.
Right. So, you know, it's interesting because way people grow up and they come into that type of culture, a gardening culture. You know, we're in school, we came through what we call kindergarten, but none of us been in the garden.
No, I know.
and 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 you know, being that it was developed by the Rockefeller system, and you
Yes,
know,
yes, but remember we go through the same thing too. Let me tell you what happened. Our moms and dad was told if they don't send us to school, they will remove us from them and lock them up.
wow,
So the same thing happened. There's no
okay,
difference. And um I was talking to somebody earlier and I was telling them when they were giving people tetanus injections, they will give us 3 at a time.
wow,
So we went through the same things. It might be a little different, but it's the same situation, you know? Um,
okay.
and what I'm saying, just because of who we are that full representation of the Most High, the highest forces in the universe. And this is why we still remain, despite all the poisons, despite everything that was done to us. we're still here.
Right. So, I like to engage, with this type of conversation because, the process that we went through. It's lucky that most of our children are even functional. You look at the autism and all the other dysfunctions that are going on in our community, the obesity, um, the poor health.
Yeah.
Most of them have been indoctrinated to eat junk food,
Yes,
um,
yes.
popsicles, candies, cupcakes, Twinkies, ho-hos, you name it.
Yeah.
And
You say about popsicle, you know what we did? So you see, you hear about the soursop fruit. The soursop fruit, we will juice it and bag it and make it into popsicle. So it will not be, like the sugar and water and coloring. It will be fruits that we add water to freeze it and still use it. Now, all of this thing is still frequency. All of it is energy. So when we engage in food that have no frequency, I think that is when all of this other stuff come on. For autism, I know it will take a while, but you can re-nourish the system and remove the metals.
right. So it's metal based, basically. Reason why this a lot of the um, the metals that's coming through the water filtrate system and the foods and stuff.
Yeah,
That's really, I heard of that.
yeah,
Um, so where I grew up, my mother and them ate pork and stuff. I really didn't particularly care for it. I like chicken and fish from time to time, but I had to learn. But then lucky I had some brothers and sisters, matriarchs, who embraced me and taught me, what to eat, how to eat to live, those type of things. The lentil beans, the navy beans, the fresh asparagus, beans, the kales and stuff like that. And my grandmother was very instrumental, the matriarch. My grandmother was the matriarch of our family. She was the glue that kept us together.
yeah,
So she had a garden in the back, and she would go out there and work in the garden. And she grew some greens out the land, and she picked it. And then you know what she used to put with it? Dandelion,
yeah.
dandelion greens. So I remember those things when I was younger, and I was like, Grandma, she's like, this is your class. This is true kindergarten right here. And she was, so you know what I'm saying? This is where you're going to learn how to kinder the garden and care for the garden. So that had that orientation, and those memories resonate back when I was younger, and that was in the mid '60s.
All right.
So, that's what resonate with me. But now this, as I see the generation go on, and I got daughters, they're elders now. They're older now, and I got grandbabies, and I told my daughter, I said, look, breastfeeding, the nectar from the woman's womb to the breast, for the
Yes,
suckling baby. It heals, but you got to put the right things in the system for that child to be healing, and it also closes up the womb and bring it back in order. So
yes.
everything's in. So I was educating her on that. So there's things that we got to install in our youth and our children.
Yes, yes.
That's
That is true. Yeah. The first thing I suggest is to tell them to stand on the earth barefoot. Just stand. Don't think anything, just stand barefoot. Because this is something we did for years. Just run up and down barefoot everywhere. And we will put our hand on that earth and talk and things will happen. Now people, I've met young people who never put their foot on the earth. And
wow.
they always in the mode of depression.
Mm,
Always. So, you know, um, the elders was busy and it looked like they forget to pass on some information. So now this is our task to pass on the information. Let's pass it on. The best way you know how, this is how we can do it. How we're gonna do it, we pass it on so they could know.
That's right.
Now, one more question I know Tracy's getting ready to do some more modeling.
Oh, go ahead.
Um, do you have a health, spiritual, healing, wellness botanica?
I use a lot of herbs.
Oh, okay.
I use and I most of the time do my best to eat more than 50% raw.
Okay.
And I use a lot of fruits.
Say.
If I should feel ill, I use just what's in the kitchen. Ginger, garlic, turmeric, those stuff alone could do a lot. So I make my food be my medicine and my medicine be my food.
Medicine is food.
Right? Yep. Because the other thing that going on, no. Those spells could stay with those spells stay.
Right.
That's right. That's right. And we definitely will pick this conversation up. It's amazing. Thank you so much again to our matriarch, Iulianahel. Thank you so much for your presentation, your beautiful message that you shared with us. Thank you, Chief Asifa Bey, for also being here and engaging and creating this amazing conversation. And our next speaker is on. We have Matriarch Fanaye, and she is with the EAT Project, Eco High Farm and Site Media. Matriarch Fanaye, the floor is yours, and thank you for being here.
Thank you to Chief Malo and the group. I do apologize for the misunderstanding of the dates and time of being late, but nothing is better than the present. I just got the last of what our beautiful matriarch was saying about the food being a medicine. I totally agree. I am the matriarch of Ecology, Agriculture, and Trade, which is EAT. I'm registered in the state of Florida as an Indigenous Sharing Society. I've just been placed by the divine a wonderful vision, 8 steps to build a model, sustainable, or regenerative living community. I've been doing EAT for about 25 years, um, from planting urban gardens in the city, helping the YMCA, to working with farmers up in Jamaica in rural hills, get market for the coffee and food for the foreign imports are really draining the economy out here. I About 5 years ago, after the murder of my husband, I said, man, this world is getting so wicked, you know. So I decided someone had a cattle ranch in South Florida. Every time my partner would eat to whether grow food for schools, and so forth, it always ends up with the ego and not doing it for posterity, but seeing how much money we can make off the community. So I've always had a challenge to work with groups who are more intentional. So after my husband's murder, I heard about a farm down in Redlands, down in Homestead in Southwest Miami, is the agriculture district that was owned by a Jamaican couple. They've been married 30 something years, have 7 children, and they bought that space as their retirement village. They always wanted to build an outdoor retreat space. So when I told them about my desire to not only do farming, I don't farm on a commercial level. I grow my own food. I grow a lot of what I eat and I share with my neighbors. But the object of EAT is to inspire everyone to grow something. Even if you live in a city, you can have a small greenhouse in your house, a tiny one, or on your veranda, you know, just to get everyone returning to how we used to live as Indigenous people and share the food. We believe that food should be free. I didn't pay the coconut to grow. I didn't pay the mango or the banana to grow. And my desire is to start a garden club, the Good Neighbors Garden Club, in every community that we have a member. we should be able to partner with our neighbors just to grow food and share. So I personally have a food bank and a seed share. Every seed I eat, I save. I have a huge box of various seeds. So when after the murder of my husband and this couple found out about the project, they said, "Girl, God sent you to us." I said, "I feel the same." So they gave me like an acre plus as the pilot project because I got tired of talking about it, and a lot of folks didn't want to. Like I said, the egos, and they say they want to farm, but when it comes to tilling the soil and getting down with it, it's just too much labor for them, I guess. So I end up getting this lovely piece of land that I sublease from them on the 5 acres as a cattle ranch. Um, and then we had an agreement because I have my own entrance, they have their own entrance, to let me do whatever I need to do on that end. At one point, I had a group of persons coming in to live on the land with me, but they have long gone, and I've been left holding the bag again. But that's okay. I'm happy with it. What I did was there was this piece of land that just a lot of bush, a lot of garbage, and embedded in the soil, especially from the old cattle ranch, a lot of rum bottles and old tires. So my children and I took time to clean off the land and plant a lot of fruit trees, which are now bearing exotic fruits from mangoes to in Jamaica we have berries, and this is in Florida, ackee, avocado, coconuts. So it's to do a food forest model, not just farm. We're supposed to grow a lot of fruit trees, like a backyard orchard in our backyard, in our neighborhood parks, in our school. I just grow random food everywhere, you know? So then I heard about someone giving away, trying to get rid of a shipping container or an old trailer that was used for an office in a construction site. So when I got there to look at it, it was filled with garbage. This old trailer, and it was had wasp nest all over. So I decided this is gonna be my tiny house. And people laughed at me and said, "Oh my gosh, this is crazy going down in the boonies." And after 2 to 3 years of working, I would leave the city, Fort Lauderdale, on the weekends, go down there and sleep in a tent. The garden hose with a shower head became my shower. A 5-gallon bucket, an old paint bucket with sawdust in a plastic bag became my toilet. And I was in the bush, and we made it happen. And then after doing that, I built the tiny house. It took me about 7 different contractors from our people. Wouldn't, men come and see a woman on a farm telling me, "Oh, you're supposed to be having babies. What you doing out here?" It was just got so annoying that finally some brothers from the Dominican Republic heard about me and gave me a quote. It took me months and months just to get a quote. No one would give me a quote to build a tiny house. And some younger brothers from the Dominican Republic finally built it. I had Chief Trinidad. He's the chief of the Taino. He came down and helped me clear the land. Good-hearted brother. And I ended up uh, almost 2 years ago. I gave up everything. My children got big, moved out of the house, and I just said, I'm going in the bush. I'm going to go live this life. So I gave away everything of the contents of a 4-bedroom house, gave away everything to the less fortunate. And I said, how many shoes can I wear? I walk barefoot all day anyway. So I gave away everything. And I said, if it can't fit in this big duffel, it's not worth it. So I took every picture and my most memorable items. And I went to go live on the farm full time. The dark in that type of bush is a different dark at night, especially when you're by yourself. So I had to go through a really recentering and serious spiritual growth, and being able to trust the divine beyond any measure of what I thought I had to do. It was really painful. It was like being stripped away from everything you knew, including yourself. So almost like it felt like I died and I came back to life. And the divine would come and visit me at night. It would give me instructions on the full moon what to do. It would give me instructions my mommy and my grandma and grandpa never taught I. And when I looked it up, these were actual rituals of indigenous communities that I never knew about.
That's it.
So I realized, years ago, Chief Chip, Charles Chip had gave my children and I, my 5 children, a purification ceremony in Florida with the Sweat Lodge. And he had said that I was a messenger, and I must tell the melanated people that they're the ones that could control the weather. And when anybody got sick in the tribe, they would just go, and the medicine man would go out in the wilderness and go on a mountain or wherever, and he would pray to Great Spirit, and Great Spirit appeared in the form of a light and taught them everything and what botanicals to make the tribe healthy again. And I experienced that. I experienced walking in the bush at 2 o'clock in the morning because I was called outside, not realizing it was a full moon, to go get your glass, child, and put it in the moonlight and drink the water. I didn't know about these things, you know? Or take your clothes off and build a fire and walk around it and say your affirmations. I didn't know about that. So I had to go through this whole restoration process, and a lot of tears and things coming up that you didn't realize that you were suppressing because now it's so quiet. And every day you're walking barefoot and you're bathing in the rain. And sometimes it rain, I just lay in the grass and open my mouth like a child. Because my dad passed and my husband passed and my dad passed. And it was just me in the bush. And then after 8 months, I'm the 8th child of the baby of 8. And on the 8th month, the Most High told me, go to visit your mama. Now dad's gone. She got dementia. So I went up to New Jersey. But right before then, I had a vision that I looked outside my tiny home. I saw 2 Rasta men and 2 Rasta women, and they were planting, and the food was everywhere. So on the 3rd of October, which was the 8 months that I was on the farm, I went to New Jersey and told my mom's caretaker what the divine had told I, that I was going to go to Jamaica. And don't worry about how I'm going to get there. I'm going to do everything for you. Just don't worry. Come on this adventure, my child, but don't worry about nothing. So then as soon as I got to New Jersey, I got a call that there was a farm that was in Davie, Florida, that was mowed down by the system because they waited until all the farmers, Caribbean and Latin farmers and African American Southern farmers, just as soon as they planted their spring seed, someone sold the land from under them to developers of luxury homes, and they had bulldozers come in and mow down everything. And some of the farmers were displaced. And lo and behold, someone called me from Florida and said there were two farmers, 2 men, 2 women. And when they call me on WhatsApp, how about it's the same people I vision to the T. So they end up coming down and assisting me every Mondays and Wednesdays. So then when I was there, I end up getting a call because my background is tech. I build websites. I have a branding firm, from websites, graphic, video production. And a very famous reggae artist, a family, called and said they wanted me to help film their biopic, and they needed me to come to Jamaica. So they said, I'll pay for your resort and I'll pay for the rent-a-car. And I said, sure. Because the Most High said, you're going to go to Jamaica in the month you were born, which is October. And then the caretaker said, but how are you going to go? You didn't get a ticket. I said, that's not my business. That's divine. The next day, some customers I had called from London, and they said, we were supposed to go to Jamaica to Plant Life and Psilocybin Expo in Montego Bay, and we can't go. Can we pay you to go? And that's how I ended up in Jamaica. So then I went on this wonderful journey, and my knees were knocking. Something was saying, go home to your children, because every year I would do free health fairs. All the time, my family would come help the schools. So I would come, do my mission work, go in, return to the States. But this time I said, my children are big. I ain't got nothing to come back to the farm. I want to go on this adventure. So then by October 20th, I'm in Jamaica. 2 days, 4 days, 3 days, 4 days before my birthday. And just as the divine said, go into the water at 7 a.m. in pure white, wrap your head like your ancestors did, and go and say your ritual and get into that water. And not until I got out, I realized I was 53 that day. So the day I was born added up to 7. October 24th, 2023 added up to 7. I was 53. So it was actually 777. And I was told to go into the water at 7. And it was not until then I realized. So then I heard that there's a home for you, but you cannot book an Airbnb, nothing. 2 days before I'm supposed to leave the resort, I get nervous and I'm about to book an Airbnb because where am I going to go next? And I don't want to go back to America because I want to extend the farm to here. And we start growing food. It's been fight and after fight. And I just fall in the divine. So then a lawyer friend of mine called and told me about a home that was for rent. By the time I came and visited the house, it was way into, in the next month. But then I had 2 days to leave the resort. I heard that, don't worry, give me till Wednesday, the divine said. Don't you dare book that Airbnb. I'm not going to give you what I got for you, because I picked up the phone to go book a cheap Airbnb to figure it out. And I heard, give me until Wednesday. How about my cousin comes on Wednesday and say, have you ever met your ancestors, your elders and stuff that are older than you? Let me take you to the country. I get there. My uncle owns the whole block in Airbnb rentals, and end up renting me an entire 1-bedroom apartment overlooking mountain range with the mist coming off the mountain. I wet my eyes out. He gave it to me at some steal of a deal for the month. My cousin said, but cuz, what are you going to do the next month? I said, that's not my business. That's the divine. So then I got another place to stay, right? So right before I'm supposed to leave uncle on the 5th, now mind you, July, the Most High tell me I'm going to Jamaica. So I started filling on my phone July and just picking some random date. And then I return home healed and whole, thinking I'm returning to America on that day. So then I'm supposed to leave uncle's house the 5th. So it's 2 weeks before, and that's when my lawyer friend told me about this house. And it needs some TLC, and no one's taking care of it. When I got here, huge house, 6,300 square feet, panoramic sea view, beautiful villa, rainbow in the sky. Every day I'm in Jamaica. Every time I pray, chant, rainbows. So then the owner of the house, I wrote a proposal which she accepted, letting her know about the project in Florida. I want to extend it here to Jamaica. She accepted. I went down to the sea to say my prayers and give thanks. Go into the water, got back out, another rainbow. Come home, return missed calls. I see an elder. I've known him many years, over 20 years. So I said, Michael, are you okay? He goes, are you renting a house in Montego Bay? He's frenzied. Are you renting a house? How do you know? Only the owner knows, and my lawyer. And they say, he started crying. I say, you okay? He says, you just rented my mama's house. It took her 50 years in America. She was cleaning white people's filth. This is what he said. And not even 5 years, she went back home after building that house and putting all her money. She was found dead. He said, my dreadlocks was cut and buried in the backyard. He said, I see how you suffered, child. Go ahead and live. So I'm talking to you now from the new vacation house where indigenous folks and good souls can come and find peace and be able to have a retreat. You can rent it for your retreats. And then they had me move in early. I'm supposed to move in January 5th. So my cousin's like, what you going to do from December 5th to January 5th? I said, that's not my business. It's the divine. This lady calls the end of November, around Thanksgiving weekend, and said, I spoke to my family and they're wondering, the holidays are coming up. Would you like to move in a little early? I said, sure. I said, what date can I move in? She said, how about you move in December 5th? The same day I'm supposed to leave uncle. I'm in up the rental. Man, I'm singing, I'm chanting, I'm so happy. I get into this house in December 5th and I'm cooking and playing music. I'm cleaning. I'm so excited. And I hear my phone chirping off. Boop, 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 my calendar. I look at it and it says, I return home, heal and whole. I put that in there July 16th, which was my 44-year anniversary in America. I also own, not only do I own Site Media, I own Rastafari TV Network, because Emperor Haile Selassie's high priest is my godfather. He named us. So the spirit said to this is your 44-year anniversary. You're the 8th child. You're sitting by yourself in the bush in a little tiny home, everybody laughing at you. I need you to write your life story and do it as a short film. And by the time it took me 2 days to draft it. And by the time I edit the short film, it came to 4 minutes and 44 seconds. And that's how I got to Jamaica. And I went forth for the first year, buying stuff, me and my children. And then we all share the expenses. And now we're officially open July 4th. And I told them that was our independence. So now it's officially open for any group to come and experience Jamaica. We're only 4.5 miles from the airport. And it's a beautiful space. And anyone who stays here, even the owners, when they saw what I did, they just cried. And they said, I can't believe you did this to our mom's house. And as of last year, because the owner, I paid rent for 4 months, and the owner didn't have any money. She fell on hard times. They're all living in the United States. So, and then she said to me, I actually feel so bad you took over the house and I cannot help you to fix it. And I said to her, why don't you just let me live for the next 3 years? I released it. And let me just give your mom's house, because your brother did so much for me. Let me return your mom's house to you in beautiful condition, and just cut my rent. So as of last June, I don't even pay rent here.
Wow.
And I'm supposed to come up on Monday, because I've been here since November, 9 months, and I need to come now because I left the elder on the farm and everyone, and they started fighting and turned the land sour. It was my heaven. It was all of our heaven. People came down and got healing. They said it was old indigenous land. It used to be an old riverbed. And anyone that comes, because we're right above the aquifer. So could you imagine this huge aquifer coming down from South Carolina, this river running and rushing from ancient times, and I don't pay for water. And they started fighting each other on the land. And someone went down to visit my the farm, the Eco High farm 2 months ago, randomly, and took a video, and it looks horrible. Right. I didn't have any more tears to shed, and I didn't take $1 from them. I said, I'm going to Jamaica to open up so that we all can come, for everybody. Finally, after 25 years of birthing this project, I have my own land, place, my ancestor land. I don't have to worry about the egotistical people. And I was so sad to see how they started fighting and how the land became sour. So then that's why I'm coming up. I said, I don't know what else to do. I don't want to sell. I don't want to sell out everything. I want to keep the land, but if I don't co-op it or someone come to join with me, I don't have the wherewithal to pay here in Jamaica, pay there. And I'm a widow, so there's nothing. And that's the story. So I'm going up, and a couple of farmers have called me in the community hearing about what I've been going through, but I have not published it to my audience because I do have a large audience that follows me. I reach over 150 countries in over 50 languages daily. I've never promoted it. It's all organic growth. I didn't intend to be seen. I just wanted to build a platform and have people come and help run it. But the Most High had another story for me. So now I have Eat and Site Media funds everything, but then Rastafari TV is extremely popular. From the Marleys to the reggae artists to Nigerian people in parliament are giving me land, to Ghanaian tribal chiefs have been inviting me to come. So it's like I built something so huge. It's bigger than me. I feel like I got put on a stallion, and it's a bucking bronco. I'm holding on for dear life. I just want to do this work. I know we could create food systems and food forests everywhere.
Yes.
Without the government, without asking permission. I was inspired when I was younger. I was listening to the a broadcast of a garden club in England. They lived in the English countryside, and they were trying to get the city to plant. They loved gardening, and the city wouldn't listen. So they came up with this idea: let's just go around town and plant everywhere. So they started planting fruit trees, strawberries in the park, in the city, on the sidewalks, and the city started growing. And then the mayor had a town hall meeting because they trying to figure it out, but the garden club kept it secret, right? And everybody's trying to figure it out. And then they said, and then finally they ended up going to the town hall meeting and saying, okay, guys, we raise our hand. It's us. There's food growing everywhere. What are we supposed to do? They said, eat it. And then the morale of the community rose and crime plummeted. And I said, you know what? We could do this in every ghetto, We could do this in every rural area all
Yes.
around the world. So eat
Yes.
is a way of life. Eco agro trade is a way of life. It is not just a business. So that's why I registered it as an indigenous sharing society. So that, and I'm now developing the app. Hold on, Deli, I'm on an interview. One moment. I'm now creating the app so that we can find all of the food forests, all the farmers, all the indigenous villages. And it could locate, it could geolocate all of us, whether it's private or you want to be seen by a member. And then I built in myecohive.com. It's like Amazon or Etsy, so that all of our indigenous people and farmers can find authentic indigenous goods and services. And that's been up for 2 years, but it's been up on the beta test. I've not promoted anything I've told you. I just wanted to, I don't want to launch it. I want to launch it together, like you and other tribes, you know?
Yeah.
Big for me. That's why when I go on Rastafari TV, I said, they call me the barefoot heiress and matriarchitect. Because even though I'm a matriarch, I'm an architect, a system architect, building all these technologies to make our lives easier, more efficient. But not only that, to return the communal energy to the land. And the only way we can do that, I feel, is coming together to till the soil together.
I
It
love
brings
it. Love
things.
it.
And that's just it. I'm here to serve. I'm here to be of service. You have a lot of technology I built for us. So you do have everything I say is a gift to you and your families for posterity. I just did what the divine did. He told me to build it. She told me to build it, and I built it. But I built it so huge that it does not function unless all of us come in, you know?
Hallelujah.
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 So that's it. Technology, farm systems, and I will be doing it on our ancestor land and indigenous lands here in Jamaica. But there's another aspect to it that next month I could reveal. But I've been working with the chiefs here in Jamaica to create, well, I guess maybe I could tell you now because it's finished. It's called the First Nations Registry.
Mm.
That has the oldest sovereign territory in the Western Hemisphere with the Maroons and the Ashanti. And so the Taino is here, the Maroons, the Moors, but no one has registered our First Nations people. So they made the Office of Registry, and we just created our new ID system. So we have the new ID and the new First Nations Registry here on the island that's about to launch in September. It's a soft launch now so that everyone can register. Not only that we're registering it to come out of the papal system, the papal bull of the Vatican, we are also doing a self-reparative move to generate wealth for all First Nations persons and families so that we can farm together, intertrade together. So right now, what I've been doing to get all of the indigenous products in the tourist area because everything is green, gold, red, Jamaica colors, but it's all made in China and India, and they have taken over the island. So now we have a method and a way that's authentic. We should be known for the authenticity of the indigenous service or product. So I fused niche market, which is environmentally and eco-friendly, with authentic indigenous. So we have our own online stores now. We have our own school that I've built, and we have the app that I'm developing, and now the First Nation registry. Everything is getting ready to launch. But I want to launch it together, not just with us, with you and others. But I built it. I did it. It took me 25 years, but I finally came to the line last March. And that's my story, a part of it. And thank you for having me today. And if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer.
Gratitude. Gratitude.
That's good. Thanks.
I
Uh,
say,
I like to,
hey,
I have
yes,
something.
thank you. I like to make a comment.
Let the moderator go first.
Okay.
Tracy.
Oh, yes, yes. Thank you so much, Matriarch, Barefoot Heiress, Matriarchitect, phenomenal woman. You are amazing,
Y'all raise your
Panaya.
hands.
Thank you so much for that. Oh my goodness, so many. I was taking so many notes on your amazing life that you're living. I do want to open up the floor to anyone that has any questions, any comments for her. Please,
I
please
have a,
do.
I
Yes,
have a
Sister
quick
Tanaya.
question.
Yes, please.
Yes, normally I usually like to ask a question, but through their speech and the things that they talk about, they pretty much answered the question. Like it says in the Bible and the scriptures, by the fruits you should know them.
Mm-hmm.
So they are both very, very, I would say, special, just like we are all very special.
Yes.
But when you see somebody special, then I think it's has to be acknowledged. So I just wanted to thank them and I appreciate them for sharing the information that they shared about their lives and their things and their
We give thanks.
I say point of entry. How you doing?
Yes.
How you doing, Sister Fania?
Oh, I'm wonderful. I give thanks. I give thanks. And yourself, how are you?
Doing wonderful. It's been a minute since we talked.
Ye-
I've been busy as well.
Yes, it's been
Um,
grueling. It's been grueling last 2 months, I tell you that.
yeah, I've been doing some work here organizing with brother and sister Moores, and there's some wonderful information coming about.
Mm-hmm.
That's good that you're doing the First Nations registry. Is very much so needed.
Yes.
Do you have a website that you already got up and running, or is that still in process?
Yes, I'm just finishing up coding the form, the application form, and then
Okay.
I'm almost finished. Else we're gonna send
Oh,
out the ID systems are printing out here. I sent my ID off to print yesterday, and the chief did too. Now I'm linked up as well with the House of Siba, which is a Rastafari cultural space, and they are also registered as a cannabis sanctuary. They're one of the only spaces on the island that can grow unlimited cannabis for medicinal and sacramental use. So now with the products, and he wants to deal with other products for healing and so forth. But that is a big thing that we will the First Nations registry be able to harvest all botanicals, but also the healing herb for medicinal, not for recreation use, for
right.
medicinal and sacramental use. So we have the status with the Jamaica government that no police, no military can come on our land and raid nothing as well. So that's something good. So that's why we want to take a step further. So it took the chief who owns House of Siba to give. He said, I'm tired of our people. He told me about 3 months ago. He said, listen, I'm going to do the First Nations registry. I'm going to make sure that the House of Siba, which was actually House of Siba, is Queen of Sheba's father's lineage. So Siba is allowed to do the First Nations registry. They're the ones that started. He says, you got the Moors are fighting, the Africans are fighting, the African Americans. He said, it's not good and it's getting sour. He said, we need to restore the natural balance of the love energy again. And he says, you're the one I know that's equipped that can take this out of my head and get it on that technology that you need to do. So for the last 2 months, I just rolled up my sleeve between my clients and the farming and getting the guest house ready. This is the most I ever worked in my life. At one point, I actually felt like I was going to lose it because now I'm out here. It's solo. I don't really have friends like that. So after a while,
Wow.
I had to it was really grueling. It was almost like I felt like I was going through a spiritual initiation.
Mm.
And and now we're ready. It's just, he couldn't believe, he said, did you do all of this that quick? I said, I just felt like angels were with me because I would go in the back in the dark and hold up my hands. And I said, Almighty, I need your strength because mine can't do it. That's what I kept praying. I said, I need your strength because mine can't do it. And when I look back, like right now I'm speaking to you, but I'm exhausted. I need some rest. I said, I look back and what I did for the last 2 months, it doesn't seem real. I knew I had divine help because even the things I did, and I go back in I said, when did I do this? When did I build that? I don't even have recollection of it, but it's done.
I say that I'm impressed, very much so, sister. And I've looked at your stuff. It's wonderful work. You know what's interesting? When I look at it, it looks like mines.
Yes, right. And I said, I'm not doing nothing new. We're just channeling this energy that's been here from ancient days, from ancient creation, right? And I'm not no different or greater than anyone here on the phone. We're all reflections of each other. We're the mass
Right.
consciousness that's drawing this in and ushering this new time. I'm just you
I,
and you are I. I'm no different. We're one.
Yep.
Let's see. Wow.
I seen that picture. I seen the vision of that. Which is so interesting. I seen that vision. And we was on a journey too. So, and I told you my journey.
Yes.
Um, and what I've been doing is organizing, sister, and getting my affairs in order
Yes.
because Tribal Cloth Village I got thrown off course.
Hmm.
So now, ancestors put me back in alignment to restructure and institute the system so I can incorporate what we need to do and institute what we need to do. And I realize that we're not going to be able to do this by ourselves.
Yes.
So I look forward to being part of that registry. This is
Yes.
this is our seal right here, our emblem.
Yes.
Show it to me.
And we're starting a credit union with it so that the membership dues will go towards us collectively financing each other's projects. Because sometimes some of our members may have great ideas but no funding. We don't want to do anything ourselves anymore. Also, we're going to be specializing in energy sovereignty. The other a couple of months ago, I purchased the blueprint, 8 separate blueprints for clean energy for all of us. And it was an old army engineer that basically he sells them, but his great great grandfather or something was Thomas Edison's right hand. And he came out with this device that it uses wind and solar, and there's a hand crank. I have a device that you could do the hand crank for the battery operated stuff. We got the plans that you could ride a bicycle stationary and it powers your house. So I bought all 8, including solar. And there's one that comes with a combination of energy devices. They are so easy. It's less than $200 to build it. And your house or building can be off grid for life. So I'm gifting it to the movement, I don't want, I just need love and care like everybody else and some hand holding.
Yep.
I don't know it all. Sometimes I feel like a little 5-year-old, my knees are knocking.
Right.
And I'm tired of, like, people call me from all over. I know a lot of people, but me personally, my energy is very sensitive. So if you have a lot of hatred and you have your bad mind, I can't stay around it. I get physically ill. So that's why I stay and then living in the bush now by myself. So I can't go back to that life of the city and all that. It makes me physically ill. So, but now we have energy device that we could build. It's so easy to do that. A grandmother did it with her. I looked into it, the reviews. She said, I did this in less than 2 hours with my grandson, and now my house is off grid. And the blueprints are so easy to follow. So I have all the PDFs. So what I'm going to do is when we do the First Nations registry, I also have an online school that I built. And I'm launching everything back to back to back. It's called whyminduniversity.com. And all this stuff, the prototypes are all up on the site. So what we're going to do is load all of the courses, the indigenous course. We have our own in-house sovereignty chief. His Minister Kadeem, he's only 28 years old. He's in Philly. He's helped to set up our land trust. I don't own anything. It's all in a trust. And a lot of folks don't know how to do that. So we're going to be doing that for our people, that when you join, you're going to get a packet, a registration packet that has everything you need to become sovereign and to be able to protect your wealth in a private trust that cannot be touched by the government.
Yep.
I say.
Yes.
You know what? That's you're doing a lot of wonderful work, and I can appreciate that. Because that was a conversation I had on a conference call a few days ago
Mhm.
There's a lot, and you say there's a lot of fighting amongst the Moors. You are correct, but there is
Among
Moors.
everybody, among the Rasta, among the Africans. Look, the African American want to boycott the Africans. The Africans are cursing. The Caribbean people. Everyone is warm, but they're doing that. They're pitching us against each other because they know the time. They know
Yes,
that if we harvest, they're trying to harness our energy and harvest it at the same time.
Right, there are Moors uniting now.
Good.
Under the confederations. That's the reason why I developed a interstate alliance, treaty alliance. That's what I put in. That's what I've been working on right now.
Mm-hmm.
I actually got the format together. I'll share it with you if you'd like to see it, because I would like you to be a part of that too as well.
Sure.
And Dr. Milo, I'm already part of the tribe with MAAT Nation.
Yeah.
We signed our treaty a few days ago. Well, last week ago, I think.
Yes.
networking treaty.
Yeah, the networking treaty, right. So there's some things I got our trusts together too. I did mine's under a private Escalesi Charmetic jurisdiction.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I did our trust as an irrevocable.
Yes.
And so I've structured that. I've put that in order, and I'm waiting for my other trustee to come down from Lake City to come up here and sign on with us. So she's got to take care of some things within the trust. And we're going to talk about how we do our own coupons, bartering. And I actually know, I think I broke the mode. I think I know how to open up them doors where you could get your own, where you could create your own coupons and your own bonds and make them lawful currency.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the beat I was on, and actually know how to go about doing it now.
Yes.
Yeah. So I really know I haven't talked to you, but I really would like to. I know you're busy. I would really like to get with you sometime. I'm still here in Jacksonville, and there's some things I'd like to discuss with you, and maybe we could put our heads together, because I know how to get the 99999 black card now. Now
Sure.
that we
I'm
look
coming
at
up for about a month. I'll be in Florida. My third grandchild, I want to be up there when it's born so that there's no vaccination and no crazy stuff. So I'm coming to
okay,
help birth the baby. So I'll be in Florida for about a month.
okay, yeah, because we need to make a way to link up with each other, because there's some things I like to talk to you off record,
Yes.
off the grid, off
Yes.
this,
Yes.
because there's some very important things that I know now, and I'm building an alliance. And there's more is that they brother Sifa, you've been through the mill, you one of the elders. Um, it's time for us to work together. We know who the other ones that ain't gonna work,
Mm-hmm.
but I know who will work now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I had the chance to cocoon myself, being in this residence right here, which we made our house comfortable because we want our house to be peaceful.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm glad you're coming in the States. Oh, and whatchamacallit got her butterflies.
Oh,
Sister,
Sister Arite.
yes, she did. I
Yes, that's
appreciate it.
wonderful. Do you know she's moving here? He fell in love
To,
with the island. He wasn't even here 2 weeks and rented a place.
oh, yeah. She told me that she's planning on coming back, and
Yes, he rented my neighbor's place, as a matter
I
of
would
fact,
love to get
because
over
she
there.
loved the house so much. She wants to start doing these indigenous retreats. And she said that if I live next door, then I could control the place better. And it's just so
Right,
happy. You see how it works? It's just so divine. She's been trying to come for like 4 years. And then she was in St. Kitts. And then she came to Jamaica for the first time. And then when I went live, she saw the house and then contacted me and ended up coming here the same week. But the funny
right,
thing, there was a couple here that she was my assistant, and a couple was staying on here. And then they left me high and dry after a month and a half of kind of using me up and said, oh, we're going to go to another house that's more of a bigger mansion. And then went to someone who was running a cult and didn't know and got stuck. Then they called me back and said, "Oh, can we come back to the house?" I said, "No, Noah's Ark is closed." How about she rented an Airbnb and said it was so stink, it was so horrible, and I was going to leave Jamaica until I saw your post. How about the same couple that left me high and dry was who she rented that place from and left them to come back to me? This is no
Wow.
coincidence. You got to be careful when the Most High got people working on behalf of the mission. There's nothing you can do to hide. You can't sabotage it. I can't even stop it. Nobody can. This has been
Right.
coming for thousands of years, culminating to this for what we're about to do. And I am a seer, so sometimes I have very intense vision. And there's going to come a great war to the States, but it's not going to touch us. The people that's going to attack America is actually on our side. I visioned this since I was young. And they gave us everything we needed, and whoever wanted to leave left with wealth, and the indigenous people got to stay and reclaim their land. But then there was a love energy that took over the land, and we were such beautiful, loving communities again. So if I didn't have these visions years ago, I would have quit long ago. But because I know it's going to happen, I saw elders teaching children how to farm. I saw us building on the land again. And this was in different pockets all over the world. We didn't unite Black people. No, we didn't. We didn't unite the indigenous. It was pockets of us who were already united, who could get along with love. We were uniting in small pockets. And then those small pockets became one big empire. We
That's
never unite everyone, because not everyone. Babylon can't work without spies. And unfortunately, it's our people who is the one bringing us down, because the white man has no power unless he use our people to bring us
to
down.
do.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Exactly. I had that same epiphany. And in my journey, I've been thrown under the bus. I know what it's like to try to work with your people, and they, "Oh, brother, you crazy, you're radical, and your ideal's crazy." I had family who had land and didn't want to do anything with it. So I said, I'm not going to waste my time looking for people, and they're giving me pushback. I'm gonna leave that alone, because I'm gonna let the ancient one, the Amasa, deal with it.
Yes.
And I started working with people who want to who have the same light, who have the same vision,
Mm-hmm.
who want to be progressive. Even though I'm a warrior, I'm fighting. We are fighting. Don't get it wrong. The fight is a different fight, but not physical yet. But it is a fight. And I've been in the trenches. You're in the trenches.
Mm-hmm.
So we still got work to do. I told myself I'm gonna be on my land, on my own land, not some land I'm just renting from somebody, being under them, paying rent, and they don't have the best interest in my hand, and they don't want to come and fix up the property, but you want me to pay you your rent, fix up the property, then you want me to plant my seeds in your ground. This ground is not fertile for me to plant, and it was done by that already, by design. I built my own boxes.
Yes.
But when I uproot my plum trees, that's when I'm going to take them to the land that I deserve for me and my family to be on, so we could be safe.
Right.
That's right.
Ashe. And I do see Chief Malo's hand up. Chief Malo, floor is yours.
Yes, 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 yes. Greetings. I am enjoying everything that I am hearing. I, first of all, I just want to, I'm so glad I'm recording this because I've been on the text and on the phone, and I did miss my sweet sister, Matriarch Iulianahel. I missed most of what she presented, and so I'm going to go back and listen. But I know, but she's a very strong a spiritual warrior for us. She's very enlightened, and I'm just so thankful for her. And I know she gave you some nuggets of wisdom. She's such a loving and caring person. As Sister
Sonata, she was on the call for a little bit. She will probably be speaking in September. Dr. Sonata, she had to get off the call. Uh, Brother Sifa, thank you for being, great brother. I mean, we're always connected. I want to thank you, Sister Fanaye. I've texted with you, and I could feel your spirit through that, just that interaction, and talking to you on the phone briefly for you to come on the call. And you don't know, but tears are coming to my eyes when you were talking about your experiences and things you've gone through. We're over on the other side of the ocean, but we have so much in common.
Yes.
So many similar experiences and things we've gone through. You are my success story, and I look at that. I'm an older. I'm a little older, so I'm the one going out, and I'm so thankful for the young people who are coming in and those who are here that are moving the vision and everything forward. And I'm just, you don't know how thankful. I'm just elated, oh my goodness. We were always talk about having people that have the same heart, mind, and spirit, and on the same page, and oh my goodness. And I'm thankful for Sister Janaya. We network with her. She's oh my gosh, she's a wonderful a matriarch. Also, thank you for being on the call. Sister Carmela, she was a little bit late, but she's also on the call. Brother Mark, thank you for being on the call also. I hope I haven't missed anyone. Brother Carlos, thank you also. We are all on the same page, believe it or not. And there's so much, I mean, all over this globe, but just, here, some of the same things you were talking about, I hear you talking about, we were just actually talking about that earlier today, some of these things. So
Wow,
it's
really aligned.
And what Brother Sifa mentioned about, not want to pay rent to anyone again, and how just so much. And I won't go into it because I don't want to belabor the time. But I'm just I can only use the word blessed. I'm truly blessed. And I'm thankful so much, for all of you. And I know you two, Sister Fanai, you and Brother Sifa could talk for a long time. Two Scorpios get together. So they're so enlightened. They have so much to share. It's so beautiful, wonderful people. So, and I'm just thankful. But I'm going to turn it back over to Tracy, who's a moderator, so she could dismiss us if nobody else has any other. And Brother Shadow to Life, he likes to be referred to. So he's very quiet, but he's another one. I'm sorry I missed you. Thank you for being on the call also. So Sister Tracy, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Yes, I did just want to thank you so much, Chief Malo. And I did just want to open up the floor if there is anyone that does have any more questions or comments for our guests, for everyone that's here. If you have anything you'd like to share, or anything you'd like to ask, we do want to open up the floor before we dismiss. Right, and I just definitely wanted to thank both of our guests, Matriarch Iulianahel, also Matriarch Tanaye. They were both amazing, and I like Sister Iuliana was saying that we're brought here to bring the oneness and bring the love. And that's the one thing we came here to do. And I think so many people forget this, but as I see on this call and as we see in our circles, we definitely have it. And I'm just so inspired and so happy and so just overjoyed that we have these amazing, phenomenal, melanated people and humans on this planet that are living their purpose. They are doing what they're brought here to do. And like Iuliana said, we need to uplift each other, love each other, also love ourselves, be kind to ourselves. And we're, removing the energy blockages and like, Matriarch Fanaye said that we need to also return the communal energy back to the land. And I just want to say that Fanaye, you are living our dream, that definitely this is what the MAAT American Aborigine Tribal Nation, this is what we're working toward, is what we exist for, what we're striving for. You're definitely living our dream, and it's so inspiring, and we definitely want to be where you are. And when you said that all the projects you're working on have become bigger than you, and it reminded me me of a quote from American director Ava DuVernay when she was giving a speech, and she said, "If your dream only concerns you, it's too small." So that's just what you're
Good.
doing is definitely right on time. It's right on purpose, and on, you know, Iulianahel, Chief Asipa, everyone on the call and beyond. I'm just so happy and so grateful to be a part of this circle, to be a part of and amongst you all. I thank you all so much. And so I did just want to again thank our guests. Thank you all for your time, your love, your energy, your beauty, everything that you brought here. And thank you all so much for joining us today. And we will definitely, please watch this video on YouTube. You can check it out on our MAAT Tribal Nation. You can watch this video. You can watch other podcasts. The podcast we have coming next month, we will have 2 guest speakers, and that will be Dr. Sanada. That'll be September 10th on Wednesday at 2 p.m. And that is Arizona time. And it'll be Dr. Sanada with Temple Mother Earth and Brother David King of the Pan-African Federalist Movement. So definitely please join us then. In the meantime, be safe, be well, be healthy, be loved. And we will see you all soon. Peace and love, everyone.
Peace and
Peace
love.
and
Gratitude.
Love, family. Thank you.
And
Thank
peace and
you.
love.